is getting heavy, I can feel the weight. The pressure of success is like 100 million pounds of D is getting heavy, I can feel the weight. The pressure of success is like 100 million pounds of shit.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is John saying tomorrow. I figured I'd do another Bozo Chronicle because, you know, too much live streaming right now. I don't think I'm getting as many views, and, you know, I'm pretty sure you guys are waiting for another Bozo Chronicle, so I figured I'd tell you one. This went back to when I was at Franklin. I told you I got into a fight in pretty much every dorm I was at in there, but, the spot I was at before when I was at Franklin was Wallkill, and everybody but me, everybody was leaving there. So they were selling, I bought a Sony tape deck with a course headphones for 2 pouches, and I got it legally signed over to me. And everybody who's been in prison know them things were going at the time in 2014 for like $50. Now they're going for like $100. Now they're probably not even going for nothing, because now you can have your tablets. Now prison, you know, Cuomo, you got regular tablets, not like an iPad, but it's the same shit. It's a tablet, video games, you can watch movies, learning videos, you know, you can email your family, and, you know, you plug it into the kiosk, which is like a computer mounted to the wall, and that's how you send your emails through, because it don't got no Wi-Fi or nothing like that. But back then, the Sony Walkmans costed a lot of money, the tape deck, so I bought it for 2 pouches, and back then, and I'm sure it's not too much different now, you could buy pouches for $2.50 food. They were like $3.33 or some shit like that, regular. But people that went full buy with food, at the time it was only $50 or $55, some shit like that. Now it's $75 you can go. But, you know, back then, the people that had a lot of money, they would buy a lot of food, and they didn't smoke, so they would buy cigarettes to buy more food. So $2.50 food would get you a pack of cigarettes. So I bought 2 packs of, you know, top, you know what I mean, pouches of just loose tobacco and rolling papers. So I bought 2 pouches for $5 food. So I bought the Sony Walkman for $5. You know what I mean? I made out like a bandit. And they were selling tapes there. They would come out to the yard with like a whole bunch of tapes, all new tapes, old tapes, classic tapes, everything from 2014 to like 1980, you know, like all hip-hop, you know, some rock, but all hip-hop, you know, all the classic shit. And they'd either write a 1 or a 2 next to it. And that just meant 1 or 2 stamps. That's it, you know what I mean? So I ain't gonna lie, I bought them all up, you know what I mean? I ain't even gonna over-exaggerate. I had like 70-something tapes. And you can only, I think, have 25, I think is your max, I think. I don't remember completely, but I think 25 is your max, but you know, that's only if you left. You know, they didn't really care if you had a whole bunch of tapes in your cell. I had a cardboard box and everything that held all my tapes in the rows. I had the cases to my tapes with the paper that goes in it, you know, that comes with the tape. And if it didn't, I had like a cardstock, and I'd cut it out perfectly, write the artist and the name on it, and write the album name on it. And, you know, I had basically, you know, the paper to that tape too. So, you know, I had a lot of tapes. When I knew I was going to the box, I sold them all. I sold them all for like almost nothing, you know what I mean? I left with like 25 tapes, you know what I mean? So I can leave with all my shit and not get it thrown out or stolen. So whatever. So I got to Franklin, and I used to work in the tailor shop. The tailor shop, obviously, the one I was in, we made the CEO's uniforms, like their shirts. We used to cut ass, and just on purpose cut them really, really tight around the waist, or a little long, you know, like we did some shit to like fuck those CEOs over, you know what I mean? And so when another inmate would inspect it, as long as the stitches were right and it looked right to your eye, it passed, you know what I mean? But half the time the CEO's shirts probably didn't fit, you know, didn't fit them right, and they didn't like it, but whatever. And the other people on the other side of us were making, I think the chef uniforms and shit like that, like the white shit. And I was in that tailor shop. That was the Clinton Annex tailor shop. Even though it was in Franklin, medium, Clinton had the tailor shop as well. And we were just the annex of that tailor shop. And that was during the time of the prison escape, where the 2 prisoners escaped through the help of the tailor shop lady and a couple of the other COs, but the tailor shop lady. So when that happened, that was a big to-do where we were from. Like, they switched our civilians. We had some bozo asshole guy as a civilian. There was a good lady that worked next door because the building's connected. There was like L1, L2, A1, A2, whatever it was. Only one door, was separated. It you could walk right through, but it always stayed closed. Whatever. And we got the woman, and they got the guy. So it was a big to do. And eventually, you could leave that job after working, I think, I could be wrong a little bit, but after working like 90 days or 100 days, if you want to leave, you're allowed to leave. And I was sick of it. I didn't want to do it because you had to bust your ass. I mean, work your ass off just to earn your bonuses. When I was making these eyeglasses, the 100% bonus was factored in. I was making $58 every 2 weeks. I started making $53. The first raise brought me to $58. And that's good money, state pay, because the porters were making like $9 every 2 weeks. So $58 every 2 weeks. Plus I was getting money sent home from home, plus packages. I was doing all right. You know what I mean? It was all right. But there you had to bust your ass. We'd be busting our ass, and most of the time we'd get 0% bonus. You know what I mean? We'd be bringing home like $20 for 2 weeks after busting your ass. So I was like, yo, I'm going to quit that shit. And I liked the dorm I was in because all day everybody was at work. There was wheelchair guys in there as well. And they worked there too. In tail shop too. And there was a few people that stayed in that dorm that did the regular porter spot. And they also did the wheelchair pushing. Like that, in that dorm, you had a split job. You were a porter / wheelchair pusher. And they paid you $16 every 2 weeks as a wheelchair pusher. And I'm like, damn, I don't even got to bust my ass, and I'm making $16, but I'm busting my ass making $20. You know what? I'm going to quit, and I'm going to try to be a wheelchair porter in this dorm. And I talked to the CO, tried to work it out with him, let him know I want to quit, and I want to stay here and do this job. And he was fine with it, so I did it. You know what I mean? I did it. But before that, when we used to work, we used to be allowed to bring our Walkmans with us and like 3 or 4 tapes with you. You know what I mean? So you could listen to music while you worked. It was cool like that. And I one of the tapes I had at the time was the Eminem Marshall Mathers 2 LP. With the Rap God and all that shit on it. And I liked that tape at that time. At that time I liked it. Whatever year it was, that's when I was there. I was there in the tail shop, I think in 015, some shit like that. But the tape was around when I was in there. And work was almost over, so I took my headphones off and I turned around because I was in the back row, and I just put my hands on the window and I was looking at everybody outside at the yard. And then I turned around and I seen this guy that I kind of talk to once in a while. He's a kind of loose cannon, but I still bullshit with him with a little bit. I seen him walk away from my workstation. So I was like, not thinking nothing of it. I grabbed my stuff because they said walk through the metal detector, go back to your dorm. I put my stuff down, walked through the metal detector, went back to my dorm, put my tapes away, went to take out my Eminem tape to put it back in its case, and I put it away, and it wasn't there. There was no tape in there. So basically I was snuck deep, you know what I mean? So I was like, alright, I ain't gonna hold this shit down, you know what I mean? I'm gonna definitely say something, but I ain't gonna make it hot. And during the count, which we were about to have a count, the CO would go in the bathroom and check the shower and the stalls first to make sure nobody was in there. And I waited for him to be in there, and I made a real quick announcement. I said, whoever stole my tape, you's a pussy. Let this dorm know there's a sneak thief. They took my Eminem tape. If I find out whoever did it, I'm going to fuck you up. And if you're a man, you can approach me, say you stole it, and give me a chance to fight for my tape. You know what I mean? I want to at least fight for my tape. I had people sticking up for me. If I hear you listening to that tape, I'm going to tell this man, and you're going to be out of here, blah, 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 blah. It all happened real quick because we only get a certain amount of time with that CO's in that bathroom. So it was over. I left it alone when the CO came back in. And I started thinking, like, who could have did it? It had to be someone in that dorm that I live with because we worked together. That dorm walked all together to that job. We worked all together, and we walked all the way back. You know what I mean? So it was someone in that dorm. So one day I went to breakfast, and this white boy was sitting across from us, and he was yelling at the guy that I said walked away from my station when I turned around. He was yelling at him that he owed him a pouch, and he wants the fucking pouch, and blah, 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 blah. And the guy was like, yeah, I'll get it for you, no doubt. And then I started thinking, you know what? This guy owes people money. He owes a lot of people money. He don't pay his money, apparently. And that's a white guy. And that's an M&M tape. And tapes in those spots, they were worth a pouch. You could sell tape for a pouch all day. So I'm thinking, wow, he's probably thinking, I'll give him the M&M tape. So I started thinking it was really him. Because I figured at first he probably did it just to walk over to say what was up to me. And then it just took it out as a joke. And since I didn't hear it and I was watching everybody out at the yard, then it became serious. Then he really slipped it in his pocket and he made it for real. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Someone's got to pay. I'm not the type of guy who picks a herb. I don't just punch some random loser motherfucker just because someone did something. I need to have some sort of evidence. You know, I'm just that type of guy. I'll say what I have to say to make you feel little. You know, be a man and at least try to rob me face to face. But I ain't gonna put my hands on no little guy or no old man or no regular guy just for not having no proof. You know, that's just not me. It might be different from other people, but I don't do that. But now this was enough proof to where I felt I wanted to put hands on him. So I went up to him and he had a razor blade and he wanted me to help him sell it, you know, to someone. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck him. I'm going to get him this way too. You rob me, I'm going to rob you. So I said, yo, the guy's outside right now. He wants the razor blade. He's got a brick on him right now for it, you know, because they went for about a brick. So he gives me the blade. I walk out. I give the, not outside. I walk out to the day room. I give the blade to my friend, this kid from Schenectady, you know, the SOS people. I'm like, hold this, man. I'm about to probably fight the son because I think he took my tape, you know. He's like, all right, be careful. So I went back to him. The guy was talking to a bunch of his friends. I was like, yo, I was like, that brick? I was like, I'm keeping that brick. I think you snuck thieved me. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to rob you, but I'm going to rob you right in front of your face. I'm going to at least do it like a man. I'm going to rob you right to your face. I'm like, you have a problem with it? You know what time it is. I'm going to go into the bathroom right now, and I'm going to wait for you in the shower. So everybody was like, oh, shit. You know, they kind of put a battery in his back. And he walked in the shower. And he was kind of like trying to talk himself out of it, you know, out of the fight. You know, we didn't have to fight. He really didn't do it, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, it is what it is. I'm keeping that money. You know, I didn't even have the brick. You know what I mean? Son had the blade. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't even sold. So I could have given the blade back, whatever. But it says something about recording, whatever. But, you know, we got to the point where he came close and he told me to move out of the way of the doorway because there's a door where Seal could see in on the shower. So I'm like, he's telling me to move out of the way because he's probably going to swing on me. So I'm like, alright. So the second I moved out of the way, I swung. Boom. I hit him. But I did not hit him good. I'm not going to lie because he moved out of the way a little bit. And I only chipped him on the shoulder, on the chin, just a little bit. And then we started to wrestle and the floor was soaking wet. And plus the cleaning supplies from all the porters that cleaned the bathroom, we kept falling. And we both would keep trying to get up as fast as we can, holding on to each other, falling back down. And about the fourth time, we had each other held up, both in like a hold. And he's like, yo, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to fucking let you go. I'm like, yo, bullshit. I got you held in a good hold, too. I'm going to let you go. You know, don't you fucking hit me when I let you go. I'm going to let you go. This fight is over. He's like, all right. So, you know, we broke it up, and that was the end of it. You know, he was a little red. I was a little red because, you know, I'm light skinned. I'm white, you know, so I was a little red. But wearing my greens and stuff like that, it covered up fine. And he wasn't marked on his face, and he was black anyway, so he was fine. So we went to work, and we finished our day at work, and we talked about it after work, you know, and he got the blade back. I gave him the blade back, you know, just because if I'm going to live in there, the guy lived a cube away from me, too. So, you know what I mean? I'm not going to go to sleep and this guy be awake and him thinking I stole a brick from him, you know what I mean? Or a blade or whatever the fuck. So I deaded the whole issue, you know what I mean? I'm like, yo, here's your blade, you know what I mean? I really think you stole my tape because of this reason, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yo, I'm telling you, I really didn't do it. We already fought. I would tell you, yeah, I did it, but we fought. It is what it is. I really didn't steal your tape. I fuck with you, you know what I mean? So he kind of had me, either he was a good actor or not, but he had me thinking he really might not have took it. So I just left it alone. But that was the Bozo Chronicle because, you know, we fought, you know, and it wasn't even a good fight because neither of us got hurt. And we lived in the same house after the fight. But the only way I'll live in the same house with someone after a fight is if I know it's a dead issue. And me and him were cool after that. Like, he gave me a whole bunch of sticks of deuce after that, you know. So, like, a couple sticks of deuce is a brick, you know, and the tape is a pouch. So he more than paid for it if he stole from me, you know what I mean? So it was cool. It was cool. It was all right. And I ain't getting... See? That's just another reason. My phone shut itself back off because I ran out of space. It's definitely time for me to buy another SIM, like a micro SD card to store more space on my phone because I just had to delete a good game that I play. And once I'm done doing this and put this up, then, you know, then I'm gonna put the game back on, PUBG Mobile, because I got sick of Call of Duty. That game was boring to me. But the PUBG, you know, I love playing that game, but it takes a lot of space. So if I don't put it on today, I'll put it on tomorrow. But I might put it on today. But I'm gonna buy that micro SD card. Eventually, when I get that money, I'm gonna get myself a new phone. But yeah, where I was leaving off, you know, that was the basically the Bozo Chronicle. The only way I'll live with the guy is if I know it's a dead issue, and I knew it was a dead issue, so I lived with him. Me and him were fine after that. That was kind of the Bozo Chronicle. But another thing I'll talk about is my head, you know, and I'll take off my hat, you know, fuck it, because my hat's gonna be off because now it's getting warmer out, you know. This is what it looks like, you know, without me wearing my glasses. But, you know, I was going to have the surgery. I had the CAT scan like 10 days ago, something. I thought I was going to have surgery at the end of this month, which is my birthday, too. But at the end of this month, or the beginning of next month. But my neurosurgeon was like, yo, with the coronavirus, the hospitals are shutting everything down. Elective surgeries are not happening. They're not doing no surgeries unless they're life-saving surgeries. And what you got is an aesthetic issue. You're going to have to wait. So I have an appointment set up for the end of April, at the end of May with my neurosurgeon to set up the appointment hopefully for April, May, for hopefully early June. You know what I mean? So I'm going to have this on my head for another like 2 months, which is ridiculous. You know what I mean? I hate having this. I mean, it don't look that bad. Don't get me wrong. It don't look crazy, but it bothers me. You know, it really does bother me. But, you know, I'm going to be stuck with it. But the neurologist I went to yesterday, that place gets a 0. They're on like 77 Medford Avenue and some shit. They're horrible. Because my appointment was at 10 o'clock and I use Logisticare through Medicaid. They're a free taxi service, you know, to get to my doctor's appointments. And they called me like 4 or 5 times over the past 11 days to confirm the appointment. And I said, yes, I'm going to see him. I ran out of my seizure meds. I need to see him. You know, I didn't run out. I was running out. And I would have ran out in a couple days. So the morning that I had to go, I had to be ready by 8:45 to get picked up to be there by 10. I was in the shower and I noticed I had missed calls saying that the doctor has other patients that I'm going to be late. It's going to be around 11:30. Call me if I want to cancel or if I'll wait. So I called and I got no live person, but I got their voicemail. So I left a message saying, yeah, I have to show up because I have no seizure meds. And if I don't go, I will die. I'll have a seizure and die. So yes, I don't care if I have to wait that little bit. That's only another hour and a half. So that was that. The cab company picked me up on time. And I go down to the place. And when I'm like a minute, 2 minutes away, they call back saying, yeah, we're going to have to reschedule it. I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, oh, the doctor ain't here. So some shit. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, I have to go there. I'm like 1 or 2 minutes away. And Logisticare brought me here through Medicaid. If I don't go here, they won't bring me anywhere else again. I have to go there. I need my seizure medicine. You know, she's like, well, you might have to wait until 1 o'clock then to see somebody. I said, I don't care if I got to wait till 1 o'clock. It's better to wait till 1 o'clock to get my meds than to not wait long and die by 3 o'clock. I don't care. So I went there. You know, basically the doctor there, he wanted to sleep in. He was hoping everybody would cancel. Nobody would cancel because they needed, a neurologist is an important doctor. So they needed to go there. They needed their seizure meds or whatever meds they get, you know. So I was obviously the first one there. I had to fill out all the paperwork. And 2 girls came there, not together, but 2 girls came like an hour and a half after me. And they got seen before I did. So I said something to the guy at the front desk like, yo, is my doctor even here? He's like, oh, I'm not sure, I'm up front. Ask the receptionist down by the area. I was like, nah, I ain't even talking to them. But I said the words I was saying loud enough so I know they heard me. I was like, I'm just saying, I was the first one here. And these 2 people that showed up an hour and a half after me, they got seen before me. I'm like, what do you think? I'm like an idiot that's just going to sit here for hours just like, and do nothing? He's like, nah, I'd really ask them. I was like, yeah, all right, thank you. But I said it loud enough to where the receptionist heard me. So I'm sitting down waiting, and all of a sudden I was told I was next. There was no one else in the room, so obviously I'm next anyway. But the girl in front of me was seeing my doctor, so they did have the people cut me. So that place was horrible. And I brought all my medical paperwork that I had, which I'm not a doctor, so obviously I don't really have my medical paperwork. My lawyers do. They have like 1,500 or whatever, a whole huge box of all my medical paperwork. But they're my lawyers, you know what I mean? I had whatever paperwork that was left in my hospital room, the copies or whatever, I kept that. And whatever I got in prison, whatever they gave me, which wasn't all my medical paperwork, just the results of my blood work and shit like that. I brought all that with me. But I had all the stuff that showed what meds I used to be on. And I even took a picture the night before with my phone of my meds that I took and even dumped them out and showed how many I had left and the date on the TV to showing I wasn't overtaking my meds. Everything was legit and I'm really on these meds. And I showed him to the secretary and he was like, I need proof that you're on these meds. I need you to show me the meds. I'm like, yo, I'm not showing up with my meds. I was like, I was arrested a year ago for rolling around the streets with my meds. I was like, I'm not doing it again. I was like, I got paperwork that proves I was on these meds. You could see I got a huge scar plus a bulb in my head. You know, my neurologist my neurosurgeon sent me to you. I'm like, the paperwork here even says I was on these seizure meds. He's like, yo, but those are older though. But they're only a few months old. You know, what do you think, I got cured? I'm like, plus I'm giving you my prison paperwork, which is just last month, 3 months ago. Those are new. Those are showing the meds I'm on. Plus I got the pictures and the video. Oh, but I didn't see none of that. I have them right here. I'll show them to you. I show them to your secretary. You didn't give them to the secretary? No, I'm not going to give her my phone so she can have. I showed them to her, and I thought she would have communicated it with you. But apparently she didn't. So here's the videos, and I showed them the shit. It was like pulling teeth from them. But I got my seizure meds, and thank God I only got to see them every 6 months. I got a 6-month supply. Basically, I got, 5 refills. I don't got a 6-month supply. I got a month supply with 5 other refills. So thank God, because that place gets a capital fucking 0. That place sucks. If I had the paperwork right now, I'd say who they were. They're located at 77 Medford Avenue or Medford Road or some shit. They suck. And the doctor wanted to sleep in, and it was just a horrible nightmare. And, here's my head. And I can't get the fucking surgery, so I gotta walk around when it starts getting warmer. I can't wear that snow hat, the gray snow hat that I always wear that helps covering it up. I'm going to have to walk around just like this and just deal with it. It is what it is. If you don't accept me for who I am, you can go fuck yourself. That's how I look at it. You know what I mean? So, and I know this ain't permanent. In 2 months, the shit will be gone anyway, because they're going to put a shunt in me from my brain all the way to my gut. I think I explained it. That's basically, this is brain fluid coming through the cracks of the 2 different skulls, and they're going to have the shunt take that fluid where it doesn't go into my scalp area here, where it just goes into my gut and I digest it, and then my scalp will bind to my skull like it is here. I'll look totally normal except for that skull, which is scar, which is totally fine. So that was another Bozo story. Hope you guys liked it. Hope you guys watch it. I'm gonna be still doing some live stream, when I walk. I'm learning it. Someone messaged me yesterday, actually on the live stream, and I read it, but and I thought everybody could see it, but when I watched the retaping, the VOD, video on demand, I couldn't see it. So I got to figure out how to set it to where everybody could see it, because I want people to write to me, because some of the people will write so their name comes up and what they say comes up. If they're not even coming up, they might not write at all. Then why bother, other than the fact that I'm reading it? So, like I said, if anybody got anything to tell me to help me learn about it, tell me. But this is my video. Hopefully you guys watch it. Hopefully my channel keeps growing. I hope you guys stay safe and be well. Alright, bye now.
Is getting heavy, I can feel the weight. The pressure of success is like 100 million pounds of